Friends, today we are making a super decadent chocolate hot cross bun pudding. So for that we're going to need hot cross buns, chocolate hot cross buns, choc-hazelnut spread, chocolate custard, and some milk. And the first thing we're going to work on is our chocolate chip hot cross buns, which I got at Coles. And so we're just going to take the whole pack of hot cross buns out of the bag. We're going to leave them all together as 6 hot cross buns all joined, and we're just going to cut them. But instead of cutting them across like this way, we're going to cut them down into slices. So we're going to just start cutting all the way through each of the hot cross buns into about 1 centimeter slices. And this recipe was actually inspired by a hot cross bun and butter pudding that I saw heaps of years ago now. I think it was Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall that did it, and I'm doing a chocolate version of that with chocolate hot cross buns. So once we have got all of our hot cross buns nicely sliced up, we're going to get our choc-hazelnut spread, and we're going to just start spreading that onto each of the slices, just to get it nice and extra chocolatey, because what's better than chocolate at Easter, am I right? I'm so right. So you're just going to spread that on each of the slices, and then we're going to start loading those slices up in a baking dish. It's actually a cake pan that I'm using today that I've lined with baking paper so that it doesn't get all sticky and difficult to clean, because nothing worse than having to wash up those dishes, am I right? So once we get our slices spread with choc-hazelnut spread, we're going to start laying them into the baking dish. Just turning this whole thing into a sort of extra super duper chocolatey gooey sort of tray of chocolatey goodness, I guess. I think it's weird that you can get chocolate chip hot cross buns, because hot cross buns traditionally have like sultanas or raisins or something in them, right? And spice. I also think it's weird that you can get fruit-free hot cross buns. Like, it's basically a bread roll with a cross on the top of it. Like, why would you bother? It just makes no sense. And the other flavor that my supermarket sells is apple and cinnamon, which is, I guess, less weird, a little bit more modern. So I was originally going to do a classic bread and butter pudding with hot cross buns, but I couldn't actually get any traditional hot cross buns when I went to the supermarket the other day. So then I thought, why don't we just make it extra chocolatey? Because if I'm known for something, it's definitely chocolate, right? So let's just do a chocolate version. And yeah, this is definitely not an everyday sort of dessert. Although, if we're being 100% honest, I did eat this for breakfast today. And I think that's fine, because there are a certain number of days of the year that it is okay to eat dessert for breakfast. And I'm pretty sure the exact number is approximately, no, pretty sure it's exactly 365. So keep on loading up those Nutella-y chocolate hazelnut spready slices into your cake pan until it's all nice and full. We're getting close to being done now, I think. Yeah. Get that one in there. It's starting to get a little tight now, so we have to wedge a bit in there. So yeah, we just get it filled into the corners. This is actually not a bad size pan to make this recipe in, if this is what you're going for. Otherwise, like a ceramic baking dish is what I would ordinarily use, but mine is full of potato bake at the moment, so there's that. Alright, last little bit, extra Nutella on this one, because why not? And just shove that bit down into that corner thusly. I got real sticky doing that. So next we're going to work on our custardy bit, and you could of course make your own custard from scratch, but who could be bothered doing that? So chocolate custard, Farmhouse Gold from the supermarket. I think it was like $4 or something, and it's real thick and gloopy. So just shake some of that out into your measuring jug. About a cup and a half I used here. Between a cup and a third and a cup and a half is what I ended up using. And then we're just going to take some milk and top it up to be 2 cups, because we want about 2 cups of liquid. And then we'll mix that together, and because this custard's so thick, the milk will help thin it down so that it's a pourable consistency and not super gloopy. Yeah, so get that mixed together until it's all incorporated into a nice smooth custard, and then we'll just pour it over the top of the hot cross buns. Yeah, so that looks good. Now you can see it's still thick, but it's not as gloopy as it was before. It's definitely going to be able to be poured. So pour that over your tray of hot cross buns. Try and make sure that it's getting down into all of the little cracks and crevices, because we really want this to soak through into each of the slices of hot cross bun. It's actually really cool looking at that sort of dribble over there. And then we're just going to leave it. We're just going to leave that on the bench to sit for about 20 minutes. And what that's going to do is that is going to let the hot cross buns sort of soak up the custard, get that all drenched in there so that it's not just sitting on the top. So leave that guy sitting on your bench. And then when you come back in 20 minutes, you can see that it's soaked in, it's lowered a bit. And that goes into the oven, 200 degrees for about 15 minutes. And then when it comes out, you'll want a cooling rack because it is hot. Bring him out of the oven. It's nice and bubbly and gooey, sort of golden on the top. A little bit of caramelized bits. Lovely. Looks amazing. Actually tastes so delicious. But yeah, definitely a sometimes food. Don't add this one to your daily rotation unless you want to have a heart attack. Maybe you do want to have a heart attack. I tell you, if there was something that was worth having a heart attack over, it's definitely this dessert that I for sure ate for breakfast today. So scoop yourself out a nice big helping. This tray of hot cross bun and butter pudding serves anywhere between 1 and 12, I guess, depending on how greedy the people that you're feeding it to are. Probably 6 is a good number. Scoop some of the extra custard on the top, and then you can go ahead and eat it. And I don't know if I mentioned this a couple of times yet already, but it is delicious. Thanks so much for watching this video, guys. Keep an eye out on Sunday for the new Easter video for this year. And I will see you then. Hope you guys are having a great Easter long weekend. Cheerio.